Hi guys, it's bridal morning again. Welcome back to my channel. So I'll be showing you guys how I got my bride ready for her white wedding. And here is my beautiful bride from Zambia. She is so beautiful. Her name is Herline, and we got her ready for her white wedding. I have the hairstylist Evans here and also my assistant Goodness. So let's get right into it. Okay guys, so for her foundation I used NARS and Dior Beauty. I put that in my pan, gave it a good mix, and I started blending into her skin. And for the beauty sponge I used, this is Mera Cosmetics sponge. It's so soft. I didn't need to use a brush because both foundations I used were so lightweight in as much as it's a mattifying foundation. So after I blended in the foundation, I went ahead to do her low light, and for the low light I used my tilbury foundation. I just used a little bit because it's a bridal makeup, everything has to be used minimal products. You don't have to pack products for makeup to look flawless. The lesser products you use, the more flawless the makeup is going to appear. So I went ahead to also contour her nose using the same Charlotte Tilbury, and this is how the foundation came out on her skin, so smooth and perfectly blended. So this is cream blushing. I used my Nuban Beauty in, I think, Coral. This is cream blush. And then for the highlights I used my Kevin Aucoin in shade number 12 to just highlight her face. And I use very little. You can see how little I use. I don't even like to do much, especially when it comes to white wedding makeup. I really want the skin to have less product, and I'm using the same sponge to blend. So while blending, I love to blend carefully. I started very early because on this same day I had another bride. I would have posted a little bit of the behind the scenes, but we're not allowed to post the bride yet on social media until they are ready. So here I'm trying to use my eye drop on the bride because her eyes were a little bit red. So this eye drop is a must-have for every makeup artist. I got it for $22, and trust me, this eye drop is magic. I'm going to leave it in the description box. Just once you use it, it's going to last almost all day, even though they wrote 8 hours, but I know that it's going to last all day. So to set her face, I used the Mera Cosmetics in Cinnamon to set her face. I'll carefully seal those parts I used concealer. This way her makeup is not going to crease, and it's best to use little and build up. And after that I went ahead with the blush, and this is Pat McGrath blush. That's what I use for her, just to give her face a little bit of definition and also add a little color to her skin. So for the brush I'm using, this is an old brush I bought from AliExpress. I've had it for years. I can't even remember if I still have the link to the site where I bought it from Ali. But it's sure a soft brush, and if you can see that the stick has already worn out, but because the bristles are still intact, I'm not throwing it away, so it's still serving its purpose. So guys, I powdered her face using Fenty Beauty. I'm going to leave the shade in the description box. And for her bronzing, I also use Fenty Beauty in Mocha Mami, and using this Nuban beauty brush to just blend that into her skin. So I'm not really going to do any powder contour. I think her face already has the definition that it needs. So guys, just in case you hear any background cry, my baby is in the background and she's just being fuzzy. Sorry about that. So doing the whole thing, putting the look together while the hairstylist is styling her hair. This is Evans, the hair guru on Instagram. He's a talented hairstylist, and I think this is the second time I'm working with him on a bride. Yeah, this is the second time, and he's good. So just in case you're in Nigeria or in any good state, you can also book him. So for the brows, I'm going to brush up her brows, and then I'll go ahead to define it. I'll be using my Hegai&Estger brow pomade. I'm going to be using my Hegai&Estger brow pomade to define her brows. I'm going to leave the exact one in the description box. So using this Bell angle brush to carefully outline the brows. I love this brush because it's very tiny and it's also very flat, and it's going to give me that precise definition that I need for her brows. I don't like it when it's too thick because I don't like thick brows. Thick lines. I love brows to look very natural, very, very natural. So the best way to achieve that is to use the best brush. Another brush that is also good that you can use to outline your brows or line your eyes is the Mira Cosmetics angled brush. It also gives same definition. So this Bell is also giving me what I need it for. So I'll just carefully outline. And the second step is that if you really want your brows to appear very natural and tiny, also try to use little or no brow pomade. You don't need to pack so much. If not, you're going to get thick lines. So to define her brows, I'm using the same concealer I used to highlight her brows because I wanted all the highlights to match. So this is the Kevin Aucoin in shade number 12. I'm carefully defining these brows using my old angle brush from Naked. So I'll carefully define the brows and blend it out before I proceed to doing her eyeshadow. So I love to blend out this concealer downwards because it's going to serve as my primer and base for my transition as well. So I will still end up using a little bit of primer because I'm going for a matte eyeshadow application. So using the darker concealer, this one is from LA Girl in shade Espresso. So I'm just using it to indirectly contour her nose and also use it at the outer corner of her brows. That way I won't have the brightness getting to her to the bridge of her nose. So I'm going to carefully blend it, and I use very little concealer to do that, and I'm going to use this blending brush to carefully blend into the lighter concealer. That way you won't have any demarcations. So I'm going to carefully blend out the darker shade. It's going to serve as my base for my transition and for my depth. eyeshadow depth. Okay, so I don't want to put my eyeshadow on just the bare skin, so this concealer is going to do its work there. That's why I'm blending it into the transition and making sure that I have a very smooth canvas for my eyeshadow application. Sorry guys, I really can't do my voiceover without having a little bit of interruption because I have a baby and obviously I have to still do my voiceover. So just in case you hear her crying or whimpering, just know that it's a mother here trying to put out content. Okay, so moving on to eyeshadow, I'm using my eyeshadow from Juvias palette in Coffee Shop. I'm going to be using the brown shade in that palette, the light brown shade, to do her transition. So I'll carefully blend in her transition using my Bell eyeshadow blending brush and carefully blend in that transition. Make sure your transition is very smooth before you go ahead with the other eyeshadow application. So I went ahead to set the brow bone using my Milani powder, and I'm going to blend that into the transition as well to avoid demarcation. Then I've already done a little bit of smoking, like I used the darkest brown from that same Juvias palette to just smoke out. At this point, I was trying to finish up fast because I didn't want to also be late for my next bride. Okay, so I'm using the Ronaldo Shop the 7 Beauty eyeshadow palette. This is their bridal palette. I'm using the nude and the peach together to get this smooth bridal shade. So the bride opted for a matte finish for her eyes, and then she wanted to get a touch-up for her reception, but the touch-up has to be pigmented eyes. So I had my assistant go over for her touch-up. I wasn't around because I had another bride, so my assistant had to go to her reception to change her eye makeup. Though she couldn't get any video, I would have loved to add it here so that you can see that you can switch looks. But I think that should be another content to create for you guys to see how to switch a bridal look from matte to pigmented. So that's the finished look, guys. I hope you enjoyed this short tutorial. I hope to see you guys in my next video. Please don't forget to turn on the notification bell. Subscribe in case you haven't subscribed. Please, please, please subscribe to my channel. Please also turn on the notification bell. Please don't forget to do that, because from next week I'll be dropping it back to back for you guys. I feel better now and I shall be posting content. So these are the pictures that we are taking after the makeup session. I wasn't around when these pictures were taken, but I absolutely loved them, and the bride also loved her makeup. I was so happy that she did because I had to rush to the next bride, but I was happy that I served her well. I didn't cheat on anyone. So guys, see you guys in my next video. Bye.